Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to play? Okay, let's play. As an animal lover, it is such a joy to see Tessa living the good life, drinking in all of a dog's best adventures. Tessa is one of the Humane Society's happy endings. She was adopted by a family back in 2004, and as you can see, she has flourished. But not all stories play out the same way. Back in 1968, when the shelter was built, it was intended to house 2,500 animals a year. It now houses 11,000. As you can well imagine, it is bursting at the seams.
Sorry.
The Ottawa Humane Society's staff and volunteers work tirelessly to provide the unsurpassed levels of animal care the community of Ottawa has come to expect. Unfortunately, that quality of care is increasingly compromised by an overcrowded and outdated facility and spiraling maintenance costs.
The building we're occupying now was built in 1968, in its time, for a much smaller community, for many fewer animals than we serve now. It doesn't have the space, it doesn't have the layout, it doesn't have the kind of equipment that we need to do our jobs in 2008.
We have very poor air exchange, so we'll notice in the summertime that the rooms often feel very stuffy and humid and warm, and this is an environment for infection to proliferate and spread from animal to animal.
Our cats come down with upper respiratory infections. Our dogs get the equivalent of kennel cough.
Okay, little guy, let's go join your brothers here.
While the health of the animals is the primary concern, the staff members and volunteers are faced with many other issues.
We get so overrun that we have cat cages throughout the hallways. We've had them in our laundry room. We can have dogs tied up in our admitting area while we're waiting for a run to be emptied in the back. Those type of things create a lot of additional stress on the animals and on the staff as well.
Despite its current struggles, the Ottawa Humane Society has delivered the highest possible standard of care to the animals and citizens of our community. In turn, the community has put its faith in the OHS to protect, rescue, and care for abandoned, mistreated, and forgotten animals. It takes that role very seriously. In fact, it's their mission. Unfortunately, that mission is in jeopardy.
We have a huge area to cover. Every day we go from the corner of Metcalfe to the corner of North Gore. We have our volume of calls is going up, and unfortunately we don't have a facility that is expanding with the volume of calls.
We can hold about 200 animals, that's dogs and cats and small animals. We have run over that to, I've seen it where we've had over 300, and we've had to use rabbit cages for cats and kittens to try to make room and put them on shelves or corners wherever we could find space.
In 2005, the Ottawa Humane Society Board of Directors determined conclusively that in order to fulfill the current and future needs of the animals and people in our community, it would need a building nearly 3 times the size of the current facility.
Communities the size of Ottawa have shelters that are about 40 to 45,000 square feet. Our existing shelter is just over 15,000 square feet. We're not even in the ballpark. In the future, what we see is a facility that's green, that allows us to save energy, to protect our environment while we're doing our work, and allows us to deliver the kinds of programs that animals in this community need.
I hope a new facility will be able to supply us with increased space and more operating space so we can get more animals spayed and neutered and find them new homes quicker.
I'd love to see a surgery setup that has a central pod and have our dogs to one side of it and our cats to the other.
With a new facility, we would be able to expand our space, our office. We can have our dispatcher with us, and we can have a lot more room to do our job.
We'd like to have a shelter that the community felt welcome to come to, that they felt was a good place. They see our happy stories.
Wheelchair accessible. We need to have a wheelchair accessible building. So it's not only about the animals, it's about the people as well.
The Ottawa Humane Society is a proven leader in care, compassion, and education, but it desperately needs your help, and this is the time to give. For 120 years, the Humane Society has been there taking care of our community and our animals, and now it's time for us to break new ground to build a facility worthy of the animals who bring such joy into our lives. Be part of a happy ending and build a brighter future for our animal companions.